In my mid-30s, I helped raise a toddler for 2 years. He was the son of what I was then thought was the love of my life. And I was with him night and day, nonstop for 2 years. So yes, I raised him, the diapers, the everything. Waking up, I knew when his foot hit the floor before the mom did, that he had gotten out of bed. I knew it, and I held him as my son. Like, you know, this was going to be, without a doubt, the love of my life with a son. And 2 years into that relationship unexpectedly ended abruptly, very abruptly. And I was left with, what now, right? And soon after that, I actually found out that there was so many lies, there were so many deceptions, so many betrayals in those 2 years that I didn't know. And I had to grapple with that. And I carried those wounds for quite a while, quite a long time, of rejection and betrayal, mistrust, and not opening up fully. And I did my work, thank goodness. You know, for this science of mine, this spirituality, I did my work. And I thought I was good to go. I was like, yeah, this is really good. I did all my work, I'm good. And then last year, Aria was born. Petra's son, Jason, and his wife, and all of a sudden I have a granddaughter. And she was born, and I got triggered like you would not believe. It brought everything up around this situation and this son. And I could feel it in me. It was like, no. Inside of me was like, no. I closed myself off. I was like, no. And I could feel it. And she's born. Thank goodness I held her and da-da-da. But I went, okay, this is boundless love. And I can choose to focus on the boundless love that is in front of me, or I can keep it away from me for the rest of my life. And I had to do some mighty work because it was triggered hard. I talked about it. I talked about it with Petra. I talked about it with practitioners. I've talked about it with other ministers. I worked it out. And it took a couple of months of doing it repeatedly, over and over again, my work. And I could fully open up. I'm so grateful that I did that, because now I have this life-affirming story and this connection of this beautiful granddaughter who I just dropped off again this morning early. Spent 2 days with her. And like we are like thick and thin in this beautiful love. But I did not let that story be subject to my life, that it could happen again, that it would happen again, that I shouldn't let it in, and all of that, okay? This is what I'm asking each of us to do our work. Because Ernest Holmes tells us that this is the story of your life. Just keep right on knocking at the doorway in your consciousness until every no becomes a yes. Every negation, an affirmation. That was a negation. No, I'm not going to have a child in my life. It's a yes, I am. Yes, I am. And here I kept affirming that. I'm going to have a child in my life. I didn't have to birth it. I have a child in my life. Yes, I am. Every fear must turn to faith. All right, you got to knock on the door. Knock on the door. Everybody wants to know how. This is how. Every time a story that's not affirming comes up, I'm not good enough. I can't do it. I'm going to do it alone. You know, I'm not worthy. All the ones we got to knock on the door. Knock, and it'll be answered with a yes.